Hello and welcome back to the We Are City channel for a new series here on the channel. Following on from the Napoli one in the previous week, it is FC Porto we decided to do this time, but not picking a team from 2011, from 2012, from 2013. We are going to put together and recreate Porto's greatest ever team, all their best players in all the positions, what I think are their best players over the years. Put it all together and create one big team and see what we can achieve with this Porto side. Can we win the league? Can we win the Champions League like Porto did under Jose Mourinho? Well, I don't think so, but I think this in their modern day, in most recent times, these are their greatest ever starting 11 and their greatest ever players. So starting off with the goalkeeper situation, they did have Iker Casillas, didn't they, at Porto, but I'm talking about players that Porto have brought for himself, bought and sold for the future. They haven't really got a goalkeeper that has been that. So I've gone with Diogo Costa because he is going to be the player for the future of Porto in terms of the goalkeeper. He's the Portugal national team goalkeeper. Be very surprised he didn't sign him. Anyone doesn't sign him. For right back, it's Danilo. We've gone with Dodo to replicate Danilo at right back. A player who I think is one of the most underrated players in terms of a right back. Played for Real Madrid, played for Manchester City. He's played for Juventus, three of the biggest clubs in Spain, England and Italy. And every time he's been really impressive. I think he's been a really good player. I think he was really, really good for Manchester City. He was actually one of my favourite players. I thought that we sort of give up on him a little bit too early. Maybe he wasn't getting the game time he wanted. But I think he was really good. Versatile, could play at left back, could play at right back. Do you remember that goal he scored away at Burnley? If you're a City fan, he was really, really good. And I do think he was a player that brought through at Porto really impressive. I'm surprised City did sign him from Real Madrid all them years ago as they looked for a backup fullback. But Danilo's fantastic. 30 million euros I think City paid for him from Real Madrid. And another former Manchester City player in Nicolas Otamendi. I watched him in his time at Valencia. That's where I learned to see Nicolas Otamendi. I think he's again, a really underrated player in terms of what he achieved in his career. A World Cup winner with Argentina quite recently. He was part of that Manchester City, the best defensive player, the best defender in the Premier League when City got 100 points. We have got Perez to recreate Otamendi and his ability. Perez is going to be Nicolas Otamendi in this one, but what a sign he was for Manchester City. Like I said, he was the best defender in the league when they got those 100 points. As for Pepe, a player who's still, to this day, playing for Porto, 41, 42 years of age, still putting in absolutely top performances in the Champions League, in the league. We have gone with Otavio, a Brazilian coming through the ranks at Porto, and I thought, well, that makes sense. Pepe, a Brazilian, now Portuguese, he's been there so long. I think Otavio coming through sort of replicates what Pepe is. A player that obviously will play for us now in this career mode. And I expect maybe in a few years' time to move to a team like Real Madrid, have a great career there, and then move back to Porto. And the players seem to really love, don't they, playing for Porto. Yeah, Porto, Pepe, captain, leader, legend. He's going to be trying to be replicated by Otavio and his quality as a centre-back. We'll see how that works. I think they'll have a good partnership, Otavio and Perez, as the Otamendi and Pepe defensive partnership, and we are recreating, really are recreating, aren't we, the best of Porto over the years here. So many good, high-quality Porto players, and Pepe probably, if you look at things, is the best of the lot. As for left-back, Alexandra, of course, Porto's best ever full-back, I think, at left-back, and we've gone with Abner of Real Betis. He's the player I've decided to bring in as a replica of him. I'm surprised we never saw Alexandra play. The Premier League was very close to Manchester City and Chelsea many years ago. Atletico Madrid really wanted him as well. In the end, he went to Juventus. He's still at Juventus now, I do believe, isn't he? He's been there for a very long time. But yeah, I'm very surprised we never saw the Brazilian in another league outside of Italy. He hasn't been great for Juventus in recent years. He has got older and dropped off. But in his prime, he's one of the best fullbacks in the world. He was considered anyway, wasn't he? With his performance, the Brazilian. Into midfield, we've used Gustavo Sarr. He is going to be our Ruben Neves in the midfield. He is one of the best players who've come out of Porto in terms of central midfielder. Yes, he's playing the Saudi Pro League now. I don't know how he's not made a move to Barcelona or maybe Arsenal, who were close to signing him in years gone by. A great passer, one that maybe is the new Xabi Alonso. I'm surprised Manchester City never made a move for him, really. City were interested in him when they were looking to replace Fernandinho. In the end, they ended up going for Rodri. I think because he probably cost cheaper than Ruben Neves. And then Neves, as his career dipped off a little bit at Wolves, things didn't go his way. He's moved to Saudi, but he's a really good player. I still like him now, and even if we're, you know, for example, Manchester City were to sign him now, I still would be happy with that because I think he's a great passer of the ball. As for one of the most underrated strikers of all time, whose time at Chelsea, Manchester United, I think did ruin his career a little bit because he'd come back from a long-term injury, a knee injury, and people just don't appreciate how good he was. Radamel Falcao, I've got him on the shirt behind me there for Atletico Madrid. He's one of the best strikers of all time. And of recent time as well. He was unbelievable at Leti. He had a great time at Monaco. That injury really dampened it for him. and he was really, really good at Porto as well. That is where he really made a name for himself before moving to Atletico Madrid. And we used Cucho Hernandez to replace him. He's going to be the man to beat Radamel Falcao. I'm not exactly sure if he's the best replacement for him. Strong, physical, reasonably good in the air. Currently playing in America, Cucho Hernandez has once played for Watford, but he's a player I've gone to replicate Falcao with, and hopefully he can do the business of replicating Falcao. It's not easy. As for one of the most skillful players ever to play football in Europe, Ricardo Quaresma. What a player. We're going to go with Conceição to replace him, or to be the Ricardo Quaresma. Pacey, skillful. Conceição is that, but I don't think anyone like Conceição. It's very hard to pick out a player close to what Quaresma could do. I mean, he mastered the outside of the boot shot, didn't he? I don't think I've ever seen anyone so consistently amazing when it comes to shooting with the outside of the boot from range. So often, the cross as well. It was like his forte, and I mean, Conceição probably won't be able to do it in this career mode. But Quaresma, for that, was just a superstar. And yes, he had a failed move to Chelsea. Didn't do so well in Italy either. But his time at Porto was brilliant. And he's one that when he moved to Turkey as well, we really got to appreciate him playing in the Euros for Portugal. And I think he is one of those underrated players. I think he's never been consistent in his game, but he's always had a lot of skill. And again, maybe one of the most highly skilled players we've ever seen in Europe. Honestly, I think he is that skillful, along with maybe Nani in that terms of Portuguese winger, was brilliant for that. Now for a few more players. I think there's two left now. We have got James Rodriguez regen, and that is going to be Lopez Munoz, a brilliant player. James Rodriguez played for Porto, got that big money move to Monaco, impressed unbelievably well in the World Cup for Colombia before moving to Real Madrid, had some good years at Real Madrid, and then his career started to dip off. I'm not exactly sure where he is now. I think he's played in Qatar. He's played in China, I think, as well. He's played for Everton in the Premier League, where he had a really good first 4 months in the Premier League and then dropped off. But he was, in his prime, a superstar, the Colombian, an absolute superstar. And Lopez Munoz is looking to replicate that. Similar in style, similar in stature. I think he is a very similar player to James Rodriguez. I've seen him, I've looked at him, and I thought, you know what, he could be the James. So we're going to bring him in as our James Rodriguez replacement, in behind Radamel Falcao. And this really is Porto's strongest ever 11, with one player remaining, which is the captain of Porto in this series. And that is João Moutinho. Oh, no, we've got two more. Hulk. How could I forget Hulk? How could I forget Hulk? This man, I believe, is probably one of the greatest players never to play in Europe. I genuinely do believe that. So powerful, so strong. Made a move from Porto to Zenit St. Petersburg. I don't know how Chelsea didn't pick him up. I expected Chelsea to pick him up. I was very surprised when Chelsea didn't pick him up. He is such a good player, honestly. I watched Porto play Manchester City a few times in the Europa League. I think they faced in the Champions League as well. He played against City at the Etihad in the Europa League, and I was really impressed by him. Strong, physical force, so good. I mean, I don't think you'll see anyone, maybe Fede Valverde, maybe, I'm trying to think who else can hit a ball like him. Not many can hit a ball like him. He really used to catch the ball so well. Such a powerful player, and he moved to Russia, then he moved to China, then back to Brazil. And I think it's a big shame that Chelsea didn't sign him. I think he would have been so good in the Premier League, and I sort of wish that Chelsea did sign him in his prime and bring him to the Premier League, because I think he would have been a really exciting player. I think he had all the physical attributes to suit the Premier League Hulk, and I think Luis Enrique, the player we've picked out, is going to be a good replacement for him and a real good matchup in this series. He is going to be an exciting player in this series, Luis Enrique, as our Hulk. But I was saying before about the captain, Moutinho. I've gone with Fabio Vieira as the Moutinho in the central midfield. Physically, a struggle for Fabio Vieira, and defensive-wise, he's not worked out at Arsenal, has he? But I was thinking about a player who's come through the Porto youth system, one who's highly rated. I think Fabio Vieira certainly is that. João Moutinho, who moved to Monaco, again, like James Rodriguez, was really impressive in Ligue 1. Came to Wolves and played for Wolves for many years, and was so good at Wolves as well. I think he's another very underrated midfielder, one that is very impressive over the years in the Premier League. And I do think we've underrated, a lot of these players are underrated. I think a lot of these players are really high level, and it's so good to say that they all came through that Porto system and through their scouting, through their youth system. Porto are really well run team. So let's have a look at the starting 11 then. This is how it's looking. So Costa, 83 goalkeeper, as we upgrade, of course, the players to try and match them to the players' skills we want them to be. Dodo Danilo, right back, 79 rated. Perez Otamendi, 79 rated. Otavio Pepe, 77 rated. Abner, 78 rated, or Alexandro. We've got Sarr and Captain Vieira, the Moutinho, and Neves in the midfield 2. James Rodriguez and Lopez Munoz, 81 rated. Hulk, 80 rated. Luis Enrique on the left. Quaresma and Conceição, 80 rated on the other side. And then Radamel Falcao, 82 rated. Cucho and Nandez up top. Strong side. What can we achieve this season? I have no idea. But let's see how far we can go with this Porto side. So in terms of manager, I could have gone with Jose Mourinho, who is one of Porto's best ever managers. But because we're looking at sort of the history of Porto bringing through their own managers, I decided on Andre Villas-Boas, who was once considered one of the best up-and-coming managers of all time. Didn't work out at Chelsea when he tried to go in the footsteps of Jose Mourinho. Didn't really work out at Spurs either. Wetton was very successful at Zenit St. Petersburg. And then went, and I think he managed in China as well, before retiring. And Andre Villas-Boas drives racing cars. That is one of his big hobbies, and it's a really interesting story, his career. Go and look it out. There'll be a video on YouTube somewhere talking about his career. But we have decided with Andre Villas-Boas, he returns to FC Porto to manage us to perhaps the latter stage of the Champions League, and surely a Liga NOS title. That is the plan anyway. Welcome to the club. Andre Villas-Boas will set up his tactical vision. We're going to go and park the bus. We're going to go very defensive. It could be between counter-attack and park the bus. We're going to go and park the bus. And these are the tactics then. So we want our fullback to be balanced and overlap. Dodo, that is. Abner, the same. Sai, want to stay out attacking. Get into the box when he can, or stay on the edge of the box really. He's playing that Ruben Neves role and cover the centre. Vieira wanting to get more forward again, stay on the edge of the box. Munoz, come back and defend some free roam, playing that James Rodriguez role. We want Conceição to come back and defend, cut inside, or stay wide, stay in those wide areas and get in behind, use his pace. Luis Enrique is going to cut inside and come short, and he's going to hit shots from range like Hulk would, get into the box. And as for Cucho Hernandez, who is Falcao, they're the tactics we've given him. Stay forward, stay central. We want him to score goals. Tactically, park the bus, drop back. Depth's on 20, width is on 30. Now, balanced offense. I'm not exactly sure on that one, but I think that's what we'll go with. Width 60, plays in the box, only 2. Very similar in style to Napoli, really. Counter-attacking football. You guys try his tactics as well. See if they work. This is the Porto tactics we're going to go with. So, first game of the season, a big 5-1 win. Nico Gonzalez for the bench to score. Luis Enrique, Cucho Hernandez, Luis Enrique again, and Cucho. So a double for each of those, the Falcao and Hulk players. And 5-1 to start the season is a really good start. I think we should win the Liga NOS. We should win this Portuguese league. We're going to do our best to do so. And I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Benfica and Sporting, the two sides that will test us. Into the next one. A simulation, a 1-0 win against Estrella Amadora. A 1-0 win, and he's Conceição off that left-hand side. He's a very, very skillful player. Trying to live up to the role of Eduardo Quaresma, which is not easy. Ricardo Quaresma is not easy at all, but he's going to give it a go. We then follow that up with a 4-0 win over Vizela. Goals from Fabio Vieira, Luis Enrique again, Hernan Lopez, our James Rodriguez replacement. Cucho Hernandez as well, the Falcao replacement. You can see there, look at the ratings. I mean, Fabio Vieira, the captain, playing the João Moutinho role, got a 9.0 rating. And actually, possession-wise, we dominated despite playing part of the bus and counter-attack. 3-0 win over Farense here in the next one. Cucho scores again. Luis Enrique scores again. Cucho with a double. A clean sheet as well, which shows we are actually performing defensively, which is something we struggle with when in the Napoli version of this career mode. But good start by us. Another win. And we're on a really good roll, picking up points, 3 points here, there, and everywhere. And it didn't stop there either. Casapia, 3-0 win. Cucho with a double again. Luis Enrique on the score sheet. Our front line looks deadly. Another clean sheet. And I'm very, very impressed with this Porto side. And I hope we can keep this up. Into the Champions League. A 2-2 draw on the opening day against Shakhtar Donetsk. Cucho got a second yellow card to get sent off after scoring in the second minute. Matvienko equalised. It was Periak on the 61st minute. And it took a late goal from us to get the winner in the end, but to get the equaliser in the end anyway. That's not the best of start in the Champions League. Back to Liga NOS, another 4-1 win. Conceição off the left-hand side gets a double. Otavio from centre-back, and Hernan scores as well. We do concede a goal from Davis in the 47th minute, but again, 3 points to Porto, another win. We're looking really, really good in this competition. We're looking really top draw. However, that did start to drop off. A missed penalty from Fabio Vieira means only a 1-1 draw against Famalicão, which means we do drop points in a situation where I don't think we should be dropping points by any means. Has the Champions League, a 3-1 defeat to Barcelona, so a draw and defeat so far. Goals from Rafinha, Lewandowski and Rafinha again in the Champions League. Conceição scores in the 68th minute. A struggle against Barcelona. I think obviously they're going to finish top of our group. They're probably going to beat us in the reverse fixture, which I think we're going to go to the Camp Nou and play. and we're going to try and see what we can do with that one. It's frustrating that we have played so poorly in the Champions League so far. I think we should have beat Shakhtar Donetsk really with a 2-2 draw. Barcelona obviously going to beat us, and they did beat us 3-1 comfortably really for Barcelona, despite being 2-1 up at one point. A 3-1 win in Liga NOS. Abner, Conceição and Fabio Vieira on the score sheet. And then finally the Champions League, a 5-0 win for us over Antwerp. Franco, Luis Enrique, Cucho with a double and Otavio on the score sheet. And that means we're ready for our first bit of real action, our gameplay action of the episode, coming up next with these big wins over Antwerp there in the Champions League. So we do sit pretty well in Liga NOS, in second place after 9 games played on 23 points. Leading the table is Benfica on 25. Benfica, I think we do play in today's episode. Sporting behind us on 18, but it is us, Benfica and Sporting, going for the title this season. We know that, and that is going to be the title race in Liga NOS. Up next was a game against Braga, a 3-1 win for this Porto side. Goals from Cucho, Abner from fullback, and Conceição. Braga, one of those sides that float in and around the top 3. They are sort of the 4th best team in Portugal, aren't they? We've easily dispatched them, and we look to easily dispatch other teams as well. But a team that won't easily be dispatched is Royal Antwerp. Only a 2-0 win this time, not a 5-0 win like last time, smashing them in the Champions League. Hernan scoring the 63rd minute, Fabio Vieira in the 20th. I think we'll go through second in the Champions League group. I think Barcelona are going to give us a tough time. I think we'll go through second. We'll beat Shakhtar, we'll beat Royal Antwerp. It is all on that Barcelona game, what we can do in that one. So with it being all on that Barcelona game, we best get into it. A front 3 of Ferran Torres, Lewandowski and Rafinha. A midfield 3 of Pedri, Frenkie de Jong and Oriol Romeo. And a back 4 of Joao Cancelo, Araujo, Koundé and Balde. Ter Stegen starts in goal. What a strong Barcelona side this is. Vitor Roque, Joao Felix on the bench, Gavi, Gundogan, Christensen. It is going to be a massive test, this Porto side in the Champions League away at the Camp Nou. So atmosphere is rocking at the Camp Nou. FC Porto against Barcelona. This is a big one. Can we cause an upset in the Champions League? Well, here is Lewandowski, Pedri, Ferran Torres, Lewandowski. Brilliant football from Barcelona. Great work, Ferran Torres. This is just too hard to play up against. White Alejandro Balde, Pedri, Otavio cross, chance for Lewandowski at the start of this one. What a start for Barcelona, 1-0. Robert Lewandowski with a goal. Just such good football. The way they move the ball so quickly, so swiftly. Makes it so difficult to defend against. We can't do anything. And they play it through us so brilliantly. Pedri back to Lewandowski. And a brilliant strike from the Polish striker. No stopping that one for Diogo Costa. Bad start for Porto. Brilliant start for Barcelona. Good strike from Robert Lewandowski. Here's Conceição up against Joao Cancelo. 2 Portuguese players up against each other. He's beat him. He's beaten well. Conceição pulls it back to Sarr. Heads it on to Luis Enrique on the chest. Luis Enrique! 1-1. Porto back in it. That is a big goal. Luis Enrique with the finish. Credit to Gustavo Sarr there, and also the pullback from Conceição. He sees Gustavo Sarr on the edge of the box. Out to him. He heads it down to Luis Enrique. Great first touch. And a really good finish. Good play here by Porto. Really good play. Really good finish. 1-1, all level at the Camp Nou. Abner can't get across to him here. Lewandowski. Sarr beaten. Spins. Ferran Torres. Onto Pedri, onto Frenkie de Jong. It's too easy, but they move the ball so quickly and find it so difficult to defend against them. There's nothing I feel I can do. And Frenkie de Jong finishes. It's a good finish by de Jong. It's good movement by him, but the whole of the midfield is running forward there for them. The whole of the midfield is running forward. Pedri, de Jong. And as he flicks it into de Jong, what can I do about that? I have to try and intercept it with Otavio. I can't do. And it's a sitter, isn't it, for de Jong against Diogo Costa. There's not much the goalkeeper can do about that one. Here's Abner. Flicks one over to Cucho. Cucho. Chance for Cucho here. Cucho Hernandez! Oh, big save. Abner can't win the header. Here's Rafinha. Lewandowski. What a touch by Lewandowski. Penalty. Penalty. What a touch by Lewandowski there. I mean, the audaciousness to try that. The flick over Perez. He just stands there. We saw. I mean, what can I do? I don't foul him. He just runs into me. Lewandowski from the spot. Lewandowski! Saved by Diogo Costa. Here's Cucho Hernandez. Hernandez with a strike. Good save by Ter Stegen. Good save from Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Torres. Ferran. Ferran Torres! Big left-hand save by Costa. Chance again. Another save by Costa. The Side of the boot from Cancelo. Rafinha, good feet, Rafinha. Rafinha! Oh, how is that beat Costa there? Barca score again. 3-1. How is that beating Costa that chance? That shouldn't be going in. That should not be going in. Good feet from Brazilian Rafinha. And then he hits this one at the near post. Oh, Costa. I do not think he should get beat by that. Corner Barcelona. In by Frankie de Jong. Christensen with a header down towards Araujo! 4-1. Porto torn apart at the Camp Nou. Well, clearly coming up against a better side. Looking to try and fight our way through to a draw, perhaps. Maybe even a victory. But that's not going to be happening today. 4-1 down to Barcelona. I mean, Gustavo Sarr there, bullied by the physicality of Araujo. They won't forget any of Barcelona. Lewandowski looking to make it 5. Oh, what a challenge by Otavio. Otavio, ball over top into Cucho. Nice take. Cucho on the volley. Cucho Hernandez. Brilliant finish, 4-2. I don't think it's enough time. That is a great bottle from centre-back Otavio. Well taken in the chest by Cucho Hernandez. And a good finish as well by the striker. Look, his ball from the centre-back. Onto the chest, away from Sergio Roberto. Ah, nice finish. Nice finish from Cucho. But it's too late. We're 4-2 down. And we're not coming back from this one. We're full time at the Camp Nou. Celebrations to the Barcelona players and fans. They win 4-2 against Porto, who've still got it all to do to go through to the knockout stage of the Champions League. We've got to beat the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk and Royal Antwerp, which I expect us to do. But I mean, Robert Lewandowski, how difficult was he to defend against today? I mean, Pedri, Rafinha, Frankie de Jong, Araujo. So many good players in this Barcelona side. And in the end, they're very much a level above us, if not more than one level. Well, defeating Barcelona in the big games do not stop there. Up next is title rivals Benfica in Liga NOS. Otamendi, the captain, a former player of ours. Good players in there like Di Maria, Rafa, Leonardo up top. The big one. Well, rivals Benfica it is here from the Estadio Doldrel. Benfica. Can FC Porto come away with a win? Can we go top of this table, stay top of this table? Di Maria, Antonio Silva. I mean, there's so many quality players in this Benfica side. A big rivalry here. A big battle between the two sides. And I'm just hoping we come out on top. If we deserve it anyway, we've got to play our best to beat this Benfica team. Here's Benfica, Rafa. Marcus Leonardo. Bar with a chance. Oh, what a save by Costa onto the post. And then it goes in anyway. Well, we just make an absolutely ridiculous save with Diogo Costa. He tips it onto the post. It rolls back across the goal line. And I think it's Otavio. All he's got to do is clear it. But Bar wants it more. Or is it Sanisu? It's Sanisu. Oh, that's so poor. A wonder save. Thrown away by a ridiculous bit of defending by Sanisu. Here's Rafa. Benfica have had a really positive start. Marcus Leonardo. Rafa. Rafa cuts inside brilliantly. Rafa gets a shot off. Rafa! Big challenge by Sanisu. That's a great challenge by Sanisu. And we counter now. Cucho Hernandez. Through to Lopez Munoz. And he's away. Munoz. James player. James! He scores to make it 1-1 on the counter. Brilliant goal on the counter. He drops the griddy as well. Jeremy Doku style. And we're back level at 1-1 against Benfica away from home. On the counter, comes from a brilliant challenge from Sanisu. And we're away, we're off. And that's a great finish into the bottom corner. No stopping that one. João Mario. Leonardo, Marcus Leonardo. Oh, too easy. Marcus Leonardo back to Rafa, 2-1. Well, Sanisu seems to be one of those players that's either very, very good or very, very bad. He's in there today because Perez is injured and he can't play. And well, he's not performing, is he, Sanisu? So easy for Benfica again. I mean, Sanisu is at fault for their first goal. He creates our first goal, and then he's at fault for their goal again. Loses man. Rafa finished it off. Nothing Costa can do about that one. It's so close, and it's right in the corner. Good goal by Benfica. Here's Munoz. Running from Enrique here. Oh, space for himself here. Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique! What a strike. He has got a thunderous strike on him in that of Hulk. Replicated Hulk's time at Porto. And what a hit by Luis Enrique there. Through he goes. Touch on the right foot. Bang. Right in the top bins. That's a fantastic strike. Brilliant strike. João Mario. Morato. Rafa again. Big save from the keeper. They're still pushing here. Leonardo. What an outstretched hand by Costa. Oh, counter for us here. Muñoz. Plays in. Cucho Hernandez. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Antonio Silva can't catch him. Cucho Hernandez. Cucho Hernandez. Oh. Hits the post. Moves to live, crossing headed away. What a miss. Vieira. Here's Marcus Leonardo. Hits one. Good save by the left hand of Costa. Otavio. Great ball into Barrow. Barrow. Look at that run by Enrique. He's away. Enrique. Will he miss? Enrique! He does not miss. And Porto had the lead in the 78th minute here. Late on in Portugal. Late on in Benfica Stadium. But FC Porto have the lead. And it's Luis Enrique again. Played in by Barrow off the bench. What a finish in that bottom corner. Hit with power. Hit with precision. Porto back in this. Forward. Conceição. Oh. Lopez Muñoz here. Flicks it over to Cucho Hernandez. Down to Enrique. Enrique! And what a challenge by Otamendi. Brilliant from the former Porto man. Well, last kick of the game this will be. Otavio steps... Oh, my. Last kick of the game. Otavio steps in. And he gives away a penalty to Benfica. I didn't even press tackle. I just pressed jockey. But he sticks his leg over the top of the Benfica player who goes down. Last kick. We've played over a minute. A minute and a half over the added time there, referee. João Mario steps up from the spot. Can Costa be a hero? He can't. As João Mario scores. And Benfica get a draw in the last seconds of the game. The last kick of the game. Big mistake from Otavio. That is tough on this team after that performance. Well, crushing final result against Benfica. We get back to winning ways in the next one against Boavista with a 1-0 win thanks to fullback Dodo in the 28th minute, who picks us up all 3 points. The Champions League group stage, you can see there, it is still on between us and Shakhtar going into the final group stage game. Even Royal Antwerp are not that far off it, thanks to Barcelona's mistakes. But in the final game of the Champions League, we win 4-1 over Shakhtar, book ourselves a place in the knockout stage of the Champions League with goals from Cucho, with Hernan, with Luis Enrique, with Amaso. And that is a big 3 points in the Champions League group stage. We sit top of Liga NOS there on 40 points. In second place, Benfica with a game more played on 39. And in third place is Sporting on 35. Braga on 30 in fourth. Now, Sporting are a tough test for us. And Sporting are our final test of today's episode. One that I'm looking forward to, but no, it's going to be a difficult game. The Sporting side looks so good. Gyökeres, Edwards and Goncalves, the front three. They've got Morita and Bragana in the midfield. 2. St. Just is such a good centre-back alongside Captain Quotes and Ignacio. This is a big game against Sporting. So final game of our first episode, it's a big one against Sporting. They are top side. We've seen the plays. They've got Gyökeres, one of them, Pedro Goncalves, Edwards, that front three. A really strong midfield, good attacking wing-backs, and, you know, Santos. I mean, St. Just is going to be so difficult to beat at the back. This is going to be a great game. Rivals go head-to-head. Porto versus Sporting. In the top 3, battling for the league title and the Liga NOS trophy this season. Here's Lopez Muñoz. Could counter straight away. Look at that run from Cucho, from Dodo, from fullback. Dodo's followed it. Dodo pulls it back. Muñoz. Through to Luis Enrique. Enrique, what a touch. Enrique with a strike. Porto draw first blood in the derby. And what a goal from Luis Enrique again. He's proving to be an absolute superstar in this side. What a strike from him. Played in by James Rodriguez. And it's Hulk who scores. What a hit. Fantastic strike. Porto looking to reply it. Goncalves. Gyökeres at the near post. Good save by Costa. Counter again. Vieira. Luis Enrique. So pacey, so strong. Into Cucho. Back to Luis Enrique. He's on one today, Luis Enrique. What a first touch, Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique makes it 2-0. He is on form today, and he is absolutely flying. What a strike from Luis Enrique. What a run as well. Little 1-2 with Cucho, and he's away. And he smashes this one in. 2-0 Porto. Have that, Sporting. We are on form today. Looking up for mistakes against Benfica and Barcelona. Edwards. Nice feet. Gyökeres. Morita. Oh, he dived in there too early. And Morita puts it in the back of the net for 2-1. Sporting back in it. Pull mistake at the back. Caught out. Morita with a finish. 2-1. Good strike from Morita. On the turn. Lays it off to him, Gyökeres. Dived in with Nico. Morita finishes it off. Good finish from the midfielder. Oh, Costa can't close it down quick enough, and he's got all that side of the net to aim for. It's Hernandez. Abner. Abner from fullback. Abner! Strike from Abner! What a goal from the fullback. 3-1 Porto. Gyökeres. Goncalves. Santo. Chance for Edwards. What a block by Otavio. Out here to Luis Enrique. Heads it down towards Gustavo Sarr. Good play again. Sarr. Cuts back. Munoz. Conceição. Chance for Cucho Hernandez over the outside of the boot. Into the top corner. Pokes it in. It's 4-1 Sporting. What a goal from Cucho Hernandez. Well, Radamel Falcao. Regen in our eyes. The closest we can get to him. Brilliant strike from Cucho Hernandez there. Munoz in towards Conceição. Cucho in space, and that is it's not the outside of the boot actually. It's a side foot, but he placed it right in that top corner. No stopping that one. Brilliant finish from the Colombian. Brilliant finish. Here's Gonzalez. Wide towards Conceição. Takes it down. Hernandez. Runners. Hernandez. Cucho. They'll back into Munoz here. Munoz is in. Munoz! What a goal from Munoz! 5-1. Brilliant assist from Cucho Hernandez. We are tearing apart Sporting here. And it's Munoz for the finish. Side foots with that left foot into the bottom corner. An easy finish for the midfielder. What an assist there by Cucho. Dropped the shoulder. Bottom corner. Spectacular finish. Porto 5, Sporting 1. On their own turf. And the fans have gone home. Counter swing here. Can we get another late goal perhaps? Headed away. Easily. Luis Enrique. Down to Gonzalez. Back to Luis Enrique. Enrique. Can he try one here? Luis Enrique! Oh, it takes the deflection. 6-1. What a strike from him. It's his hat-trick today. I think he will get given that goal, judging by the celebration. He's not going to go down as an own goal. What a hit. The deflection certainly makes it difficult. Luis Enrique makes it 6-1 Porto here. He lays it off. Back to him. He hits this so well. It takes a big deflection that loops it over Adam, the goalkeeper. And into the back of that. We'll see it again. Just rolls up the header, St. Just. No chance to the keeper in the end, the way it deflects. Well, a big 6-1 win for Porto to end the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Luis Enrique is fantastic so far. You can see these episodes early if you join the We Are City Silver Club. You can see career mode videos extended if you join the We Are City Bronze Club. Really, really enjoying doing these series, these historical rebuilds. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for episode 2 next time.